we love our children, but we don't attach to them. They attach to us. And they attach to us based on how we treat them, how we show up over time, moment to moment, day by day. Hi, I'm Melissa. I am a former therapist, a current stay-at-home mom, and I'm really passionate about attachment and its connection to mental health and parenting, spirituality, and intentional living. That is what I am here to talk about on my channel. Today we are talking about how attachment is something more than love. You can be someone who has loving parents and a good childhood, relatively speaking, and still be insecurely attached. Did you know that 40 to 50% of us, like all of us walking around, are insecurely attached? And I think far more than 50 or half of parents love their kids. I think most parents love their kids, but there's this disconnect between loving them and securely attaching. Dr. Gabor Mate says that a child does not experience their parent or caregiver's love. They experience the way the parent shows up. This shows how attachment is more than love and bonding. While we want to love our children and bond with them, there is something that is happening inside of the reciprocal relationship that is beyond love. And it's that children, because we are relational beings, they are responding to and picking up on how we are showing up, not just how we feel about them. And it's that showing up that is creating the container for attachment, if you will. Love, on the other hand, is an emotion. It is the feeling of fondness or affection for your child, which is absolutely beautiful and necessary. But one differentiation that we can make is that love is something that you, as the parent or caregiver, feel inside of your body, and attachment is something that the child does to you. You love your child, but you don't attach to your child. Your child attaches to you. So think of it this way: love is inside of you, attachment is inside of your child. They attach to us based off of the quality of how we interact with them, the quality of how we present ourselves, our acting, reacting, the energy they're bringing, their body language, the look on their face, what they are believing about themselves as a parent, what are they believing about their child, our emotional state, how regulated we are, how conscious we are, how present we are in the moment. I think that might be some of why almost 50% of us are insecurely attached. And I think why it's really tricky, and if I'm being honest, why I'm like, man, I really hope that I'm doing the best I can with my own daughter to raise her in a securely attached way. I think that I am, but when I'm unsure, it's because I know that I really struggle to self-regulate a lot of times. It's something that I'm really working on in my own life, and I have to really prioritize. And I know when I was postpartum, I was like very dysregulated, and the earlier and younger a person is, the more critical their brain development. So that's something that really still sits with me. But I'm working on every day asking myself this question of like, how am I showing up? What do I need to take care of myself so that I can show up for her in a more present, and in attachment language we would say like warm, mutually responsive, sensitive, empathetic. Like, how can I show up in those ways so that she can feel my love and she can attach to me? So children attach to us when they feel safe to do so, when they feel like I can give you my heart, I choose to belong to you because you've proven to be a safe place for me to be vulnerable. When I show you my good and my bad and my ugly sides, I feel, for the most part, that I am welcome there, that I receive some amount of warmth, empathy, sensitivity, that they can give you their vulnerabilities, all of their emotions, their sadness or their fear, or again, their delights, their joys, their curiosities, their questions. They can give those things to you. And if you are able to give them the AREs in a warm, mutually responsive way where they are allowed to express themselves with a sense of welcomeness, like you are welcome here and your expressions are welcome here, as well as this feeling that maybe if I do sort of fall short to some degree, that my mistakes are welcome here, that it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to be a flawed human, that I'm not going to get in trouble or rejected or disinterest or confusion, or the message that like it's not okay to make mistakes here, or that it's tamp down your happiness, like it's not okay to be too happy, or tamp down your sadness, it's not, boys don't cry. We've found a whole bunch of different ways, a plethora of ways to make people and children's self-expression smaller. We have this notion, we used to, like our parents' generation grew up with this notion of like children should be seen and not heard. Like, think of how that would make you feel if you feel like, oh, I'm safe to give this person my vulnerability in my heart, or I'm not. And we've been underneath that kind of parenting strategy and like just cultural narratives for generations. One high quality thing about attachment is that it makes a child feel like they're significant to you, because you are using your unique personhood to see and know and care about their unique personhood. They feel significant. They feel like I matter to you when you engage with me, when you respond to me, and when you're accessible and available to me. It gives me the impression that I matter to you, which then I internalize as the internal working model that I matter. So I really want us to think about attachment from that lens. Is that attachment is a child saying, I want to belong to you, because over time, thousands of times over, day after day, moment after moment, you, for the most part, have been a safe place for me to be myself and express myself. And you've been available and accessible to me physically, mentally, and emotionally. You've been responsive. You've been engaged. You've made me feel significant, made me feel seen and known, and for the most part understood. And the beautiful thing about attachment, because if that's like, oh my God, that feels like so overwhelming, that feels like too much. We only have to do that, like really see and known and be, available and accessible and like get it right about 40% of the time. The rest of that, we just have to do what we call repair, which means with the most sincere effort, continue to try to respond and engage and say something along the lines, it doesn't have to be these words, but like with your words and with your actions, conveying the message of, oh, okay, I made a mistake. I didn't see you there. I didn't understand. I didn't show up. I don't have excuses, but like I didn't do those things, and you needed me then, and I wasn't there, and I'm sorry, and I'm here now. We don't have to get it right, but we do have to say, man, I got it wrong. If you think that that's going to make a child feel a lack of safety or security, that's not true. What makes a child feel a lack of safety and security is when you aren't present and you're not acknowledging what's happening in their world, and when you don't have a sense of sturdiness in your own choices and boundaries. If you feel sturdy, and I'm getting that language sturdy from Dr. Becky Kennedy, if you feel sturdy and you know why you've made the choices that you've made, even though it's resulted in you not being available or responsive or engaged in the way that your child needed, you have that sturdiness, and yet you have the nurturing and the sensitivity and the empathy to say, but I know that had an impact on you, and I'm sorry about that. The message that a child gets, the internal working model, is I can count on you, and I can count on other people, which makes me feel like deep in my bones that I'm not alone in this world. And so when there are struggles, challenges, I don't have to face it alone. I have my people. I have resources. It's not as scary out there. And if I really feel that way, and I also know and feel that like I matter, then I do feel the confidence that I can count on myself too when things get a little challenging or a lot challenging. That actually makes a child feel very safe and seen, and like they can trust you. And when they feel they can trust you, they feel like they can give their heart to you. And now they are like, I feel secure. I want to belong to you. I feel, you've made me feel like I belong to you. So I believe that. And I'm going to attach to you. Now, insecure attachment is, I'm going to attach to you because it's my biological drive, but I don't trust you. I don't trust you with my heart. I don't trust that you're going to show up for me. So I'm going to attach to you, but like, not fully. That's sort of how an insecure attachment develops, like in a really basic, simplified way of trying to describe it. I hope that this perspective on how attachment is more than love has been helpful in making it a little bit more like feel a little bit more accessible, that okay, I love my child, that's good. I'm going to use that love to help me figure out how I want to show up for this child, how this child needs me to show up. How can I be more available and accessible, responsive and engaged, both physically and psychologically? And when I can't do that because either I'm a human, so I'm not perfect and I'm not going to get it right all the time, or I've been conditioned to be pretty dysregulated, so I need to figure that out for myself, or our society is structured in such a way where it actually kind of makes it hard for us to be as available as children need sometimes. If one or all three of those things are happening, then we have repair. So I hope you were able to use these questions and you were able to use repair and your own just intuition to love your children and beyond. Give them the environment and the care that will allow them to securely attach to you. Thanks for listening.